Cats don't apologize. That's what everyone believes. But what behavioral scientists have discovered is the exact opposite. Cats do apologize, just not the way we expect them to. And if you don't recognize these signals, you're silently missing the most important moments between you and your cat. Here are the 5 ways your cat says sorry and why most owners never catch a single one. Something happened. Maybe you raised your voice. Maybe you accidentally stepped on their tail. Maybe you moved them off the couch and they ran away. You forgot about it 10 minutes later, but your cat didn't. Here's what most people don't understand about cats. They don't process conflict the way we do. They don't shake it off. They don't distract themselves. They sit with it. They wait. And then, when the tension has settled just enough, they make a move. You're sitting on the couch. Your cat walks in slowly, not running, not meowing, just walking, quietly, deliberately. And then they do something small. They press the top of their head against your hand, or they sit down just close enough that their body is touching yours. That's it. No drama, no noise. That is an apology. Cats have scent glands along their forehead and cheeks. When they press against you after a conflict, they're not just seeking comfort. They're reestablishing the shared scent between you. In cat language, shared scent means safety. It means belonging. It means we're okay. You just received a full apology and probably thought your cat was just being affectionate. After a fight or a frightening moment, your cat disappears. Under the bed, behind the sofa, into a room they rarely use. You've seen this 100 times, and most owners make the same mistake. They go looking. They call the cat's name. They try to pull them out. But here's what's actually happening during that silence. Your cat is regulating. Their nervous system just went through a spike. They need stillness to come back down. And the moment they feel ready, not when you decide they should be ready, they'll come out on their own. Watch what happens when they do. They don't bolt back into the room with confidence. They move slowly, low to the ground sometimes. They stop a few feet away from you and just sit there, watching. This is not random behavior. This is a cat checking the emotional temperature of the room before fully re-entering. If they stay, if they don't run again when you look at them, that's the first part of the apology. They're saying, I'm ready to come back. Are you safe? The right response? Don't reach for them. Don't call their name with excitement. Just exist calmly in the same space. Let them close the distance at their own pace. When they finally do, and they will, that moment is the apology completing itself. This one surprises people every time. You had a rough interaction with your cat. Maybe they scratched you. Maybe they knocked something important off your desk and shattered it. Hours pass. Then your cat walks up to you and drops something at your feet. A toy, a hair tie they've been hoarding. Occasionally, for outdoor cats, something far less pleasant. Most owners laugh it off or find it odd, but this behavior has roots in something deeply instinctual. In feline social groups, bringing food or objects to another member is an act of care. It's a way of saying, I contribute to this bond. I want to maintain it. When your cat brings you something after a conflict, they're not confused, they're not playing, they're making an offering. It's one of the ancient forms of repair in the animal kingdom, and your cat is doing it in your living room, and you've been calling it weird this whole time. Next time it happens, don't just toss the toy aside. Acknowledge it. Pick it up. Even a few seconds of attention toward that object tells your cat, I received what you brought. We're okay.
Here's one that almost no one talks about. After tension, after a moment where things went wrong between you, you might notice your cat sitting nearby and grooming themselves, licking their paws, running their paw over their face repeatedly for a long time. The easy assumption is that they're just doing cat things, but timing matters here. Cats use grooming as a self-soothing mechanism during stress. When they groom near you after a conflict, they're doing 2 things at once: calming their own nervous system and staying close enough to you to signal that they haven't withdrawn. They're not ignoring you, they're regulating themselves back into a state where they can be near you comfortably. It's the cat equivalent of someone taking deep breaths after an argument before they come back to talk. The grooming is the breath. The staying near you is the apology. Watch for this. If your cat has ever scratched you and then sat 3 feet away licking their paw while occasionally glancing at you, that glance is the part that matters. They're checking if you're still okay with them. Every glance is a question, and if you meet it calmly, without anger, you're answering, yes, we're still good. This is the one most owners will never know about unless someone tells them, and it's the most meaningful one on this list. After a difficult day, after a moment that created distance between you and your cat, after they spent the evening at the far end of the room instead of beside you, you go to bed, you fall asleep, and sometime in the night your cat moves. They come to you, not loudly, not with urgency, quietly. They find a spot near you, pressed against your legs, beside your arm, near your head, and they stay there until morning. Behavioral researchers studying cats with low-light cameras have documented this repeatedly. Cats who showed avoidance behavior during the day consistently returned to their owners during sleep, not for warmth, not out of habit, because the conflict had settled, because they were ready to be close again, and they chose the moment when you were most vulnerable, unconscious, unguarded, unable to reject them, to come back. That's not random. That's trust being rebuilt in the quietest possible way. Your cat doesn't have the words, they don't have the gestures we use, but they have this: the willingness to close the distance when no one is watching, with no guarantee that you'll even know it happened. And now you do. Cats have been misread for centuries. Cold, indifferent, unfeeling. That's the story people tell. But the truth is, they feel everything. They just say it differently. And the owners who learn that language, who start to see the reset touch, the slow return, the quiet gift, the grooming glance, the midnight return, those are the ones whose cats never stop coming back. You don't need to change everything about how you live with your cat. You just need to start paying attention to the moments you've been walking past your whole life.